Hello. So, ennui, it's a word, I don't know, often unused or misused, I believe, sometimes used correctly. It's changed meaning, let's say. Comes from a French word which came from the Latin inodiare, um, and inodiare meant to be loathsome. And when the French took it over, it came to mean to be annoyed, and now we use it. It's a sense of boredom, a specific kind of boredom. So it's come to not just I'm bored. It's very, I don't know, loathsome boredom would come from it. Sort of a meh. I had a sense of ennui. It's like I was just looking around and meh. I just didn't care about anything. I wasn't just bored with everything. It was just meh. And so I'm going to discuss what I call ennui films, which is basically films where you watch them and in the end it's sort of meh. You don't really care for them. Some of these were popular films, but it's sort of a why. Why were they popular? Um, or from my point of view, because I'd watch them and I'd get sort of a sense of ennui. Now the first one, there's a common thread that goes through this, which we will see at the end. The first one might be a little surprising, and that is Jurassic Park 3. Now, good movie overall, I think. That said, while it did good for the movies of the year, it was basically financially it did eighth best for the movies released that year. Of the Jurassic Park franchise, it did the worst because ennui. So why do I say this? Starts out someone, people parasailing over the dinosaur island where they shouldn't be. But cool, let's go parasailing. Hey, here's this island which we're supposed to be off limits. Let's parasail over it. Rope breaks, a couple people drift over the island. So now we got to go rescue them. So in order to rescue them, we need a dinosaur expert. So we get Dr. Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill. And him and his research associate agree we lied to them. We don't want to go to the island. We got permission, another lie, to fly over the island. We just want you to point out the dinosaurs to us. And Dr. Grant's innocent throughout most of this, other than the fact that, they promise him a lot of money to do this. But they lied to him. They aren't planning on just flying over the island. They're planning on landing on the island. So they basically kidnap him and his research associate. So now it's pretty much you hate everyone in the movie. You know the dinosaurs are going to kill people, but they deserve it. I mean, they're lying to people to get them to go into dangerous situations, and it's you don't care that people are dying. So you get this sense of ennui. Spoiler in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So Sam Neill's research associate decides to steal some raptor eggs. Stupid thing, so suddenly we don't care about him anymore. And so when the pteranodon carries him off, we don't care whether he lives or dies. Now it's Sam Neill's the only one who we have any vested interest in getting out alive. In fact, when his research associate is found alive at the end of the movie, we're sort of disappointed because he did something really stupid. He should have died. That's ennui. We didn't care about the guy. End spoiler. So, they introduced a few new dinosaurs. They made the raptors a little more clever. So it did hold our attention. Same old, action adventure that comes from other Jurassic Park movies. So it was a good movie in the sense that it sort of gave us what we expected, but it didn't do as well as the other ones because, we didn't care about the characters as much. I like to travel. And so a friend said, "Oh, you got to see this film, Hostel. It takes place in a hostel and creepy stuff happens and it's a horror movie." Um, or rather, it eventually takes place in a hostel. It takes half the movie before the people actually get to the hostel. Starts out, got a guy, he broke up with his girlfriend. So his friend's solution to this is, let's take him on a sex romp and make him forget his girlfriend. So a bunch of one night stands will make him forget that he was in a relationship somehow. The guy was actually reluctant to do this the whole time, so now we've got Spineless and his two moron friends are the main characters. Not only are we going to do this, let's go to Europe to do this. So he just broke up, he's really sad. Let's bankrupt him while we're at it, or at least put him in debt. So instead of just, a normal sex romp, we're going to spend a bunch of money and go to Europe to do this. So again, 5 minutes into the movie, you're wondering, why aren't these people dead yet? You know you're rooting for the bad guys to come and kill these guys. And again, it takes half the movie before they actually get to anything where they might be in trouble. And so again, it's just a really annoying movie. You don't care, oh, these guys are going to die. Meh, ennui. I don't care. So yeah, Hostel. Not going to go into details, but I would say the premise of the film was good. You could have made a great horror film based on the premise. But they started out with making the characters people you don't care about. These are, the world's better with these people out of the gene pool, basically. Spineless and his two moron friends. So, I consider it an ennui film. Another popular in its day, mid-80s, St. Elmo's Fire. I did not see this in the mid-80s. It was popular among high school students and college students, and I never heard any adult, anyone outside of college, give it a positive comment. Because it really is a stupid movie. It did well because, again, high school students and college students liked it. But it was a stupid movie. Basically, it follows 7 friends, went to college, they graduated recently, and now they got to get on with the rest of their life. It wasn't really a party movie, but there were veiled references to sex and alcohol and a few veiled references to drugs. And so it's like, this was their life, and now they graduated and they got to face the real world. And so we're supposed to, big drama, turning point in their lives. Big, got to face the real world. But they don't act like they understand this. They're having all sorts of problems, and their solution is, well, I want to go sleep with her, or whatever. Let's go get drunk. Again, not really a party. They didn't really spend a lot of the film on sex and drinking and stuff, but it was it was obvious this was their solution to everything, and this is why high school students and college students loved it, and everyone else hated it, because everyone else is like, no, that's not how the real world works, and it's supposed to be a movie about people getting ready to face the real world, and it doesn't. And so, of the 7 of them, 2 of them, who happen to be probably the 2 most minor of the 7, actually, at the end of the movie, realize we got to change our lives and we got to start doing different things. The rest of them is like, okay, well, I got a job, I'm moving to another city, but I'm going to continue to be the same idiot I've been throughout the film. I'm not changing my personality any. I'm not doing anything. I'm just taking a new job and hoping magically everything gets better. So there is the veiled. We need a climax to the movie. So one of them has had some problems all along, and they're sort of hinted at throughout the film, but it's not until you get towards the very end that suddenly, oh wow, she's had this problem all along, and we've got to solve it. And their solution to the problem is, we'll always be friends, don't worry. Again, none of this, hey, you might have brought this on yourself by living this stupid lifestyle we've been living throughout college. It's all our friendship will get us through. And so at the end of the movie, you don't care. Like I said, I didn't. I watched it about a year or two ago. So, looking back, I probably wouldn't have liked it if I saw it when I was in high school because, my parents at least taught me that there was more to life than sex, drinking, and drugs. But like I said, it wasn't a major theme through the movie, but there were enough veiled references to it to think these people are idiots. This is their solution to everything. Why should I care about them if I haven't learned what real life's like? Again, even as a high school student, I would have seen that because my parents raised me right. So that's it. Good theme song to the movie. They played two lines of it when it was coming on. They didn't play it with the closing credits. So after suffering through this whole movie, I don't get to hear the St. Elmo's theme song when they're running the end credits. That was a bigger disappointment, I think, than anything else in the movie. That was it. So like I said, there are probably other movies I could go into and say, look, this is also an Ennui movie. I'm sure you could think of some. I just think this is a phenomena that's been coming out with movies over the course of several years, because I've mentioned movies that are old. And it's something to look for. That's it. Have a nice day.